Hello and welcome to day 3 of our series From Newbie to Know-How. So in today's series, I'm going to be talking about the layers and how layers are, what that term means in digital scrapbooking. So I'm working in Photoshop Elements. I have it open here. And just to kind of give a brief little view, there's a menu here on the side that has like your selection tools, your drawing tools, including text, shapes, things like that, colors, all of this on this side. Up here, we have the different files that are open. And so here I have it on the paper. These are the different papers or elements that we've opened up here. And then down here, so we have a couple of things. We have the photo bin, and this just shows the same items that are here open. It shows them here so you can see a picture of them. And I love this photo bin. They actually don't have this in Photoshop, and so this is one of my favorite features of Photoshop Elements. And then you have tool options, which is a menu that goes with each one of these. As you notice, as you click on them, it changes because these match whatever here and give you more options for each of these. So, and then you have undo and redo and rotate, layout, and organizer. And we'll deal with all of those later. But that's basically kind of the large scale format for a photo editing program. And most are going to be fairly similar to that, to this kind of layout. Now, over here, you can see it says layers, effects, graphics, favorites, more. And there's a bunch of stuff in here. So right now, this is clicked on layers, whoops, and that's open here. This is called the layer palette. And you'll hear that term a lot. In whatever photo editing program you are working in, look for the layers, something where you can see the layers of what you'll be building. And in this layer palette, we have this one here, which means a new layer. So if you click on it, it creates a new layer that's blank. So it's almost like there's a space on top of this paper with nothing there yet. This deals with a bunch of different things that we'll get into later. This is a lock. If you want to make it so something on your page doesn't move, you can lock it. And it just puts that little lock there. And that means it won't move. We'll unlock it. And then this is lock transparent pixels. Not something you'll use a lot in scrapbooking, and then this is the garbage can, and that's to delete a layer. You just slide it up to that garbage can. So those are kind of the main things. Now, if you want to duplicate a layer, for example, if I wanted 2 of these, I could slide that up to the little paper with the fold, and when you slide it to there, it duplicates something, or we can throw it away, and to just click on it, it gives an empty layer. So those are kind of the main things that we work with. There's also some other opacity things that we'll deal with down the road, but mostly what I want you to look at is just how you can create a new layer, you can duplicate a layer, or you can throw a layer away or delete it. Now down here, as I mentioned, we have our photos, our elements. Now I can slide this on, and then I can move it around. And as you notice, we now have this bow. And if you want to really stay organized so that you always know what is where, you can put purple bow. Oops. By just double clicking on that, you can change the name of it. And then maybe a flower. And that way, by having them named, even if you can't tell what it is, you can see. And we have a frame and some leaves. So we're going to put those all out there. And each one has its own layer. Now, if I knew that the leaves I didn't want ever to move, or at least not to move while I'm working around stuff, I can put the lock on it, and then I can move other things, even two things at once, but my leaves don't move because I have the lock on there. Or I can just click it to unlock it. So that's, and then the other cool thing about this is you can change around the order. If I want the leaves to be under the frame, I just click and drag it down. If I want the frame way on top, or if I want the flower on top, I just drag it around. Now your background is locked. It's a locked layer. If you want to, because it's a JPEG file, so that's how it opens up, where these are all PNG files, meaning they have the transparency around them. You can double click on this and change it to a layer. And now you can move it as well. But otherwise, when it still opens as a JPEG, it's locked. And so there you go. There's a brief introduction to layers. I would say try to kind of maybe open up some of the free product you've gotten and experiment with it a little bit. Open up a photo in it, move things around. We will talk extensively about layers and understanding the layers, and I'll refer to the layer palette often as we get more into the process. So thank you for joining me, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.